Hey Todd, this may be a more accurate test. I went ahead and downloaded one of those question banks, just the Microsoft Word document, and this may be a more accurate test of what we have to do. So what I'm going to do is start here with Chapter 2. Hang on, let me get you on my desktop. Sorry about that. Okay, so I've got the question bank open. Chapter 2, Legal and Ethical Issues. I'm going to start right there, and I'm just going to copy all the questions for test number 2. Okay, there are 12 questions. And I'm going to copy those, and then I'm going to open up a notepad document, and I'm going to paste it in. Now, it's not in exactly the same format. There's a couple things we're going to have to change. First of all, we have to label the title. So we're going to call it quiz title, :space. And I've got a template here, the one that I was using earlier. I can go that template up and we can look at it. In fact, let's do this. Let's put it over there, and we're going to go to this side. Come on, there we go. And this side. All right, so I got my template here. Quiz title, quiz description, and that right here. Okay, and then we skip a line. And now you can put a title for the group, and you can put the number of points per question in a group. But if you don't do that, it defaults to 1 point. So they may just want to do it that way. You don't have to put points or anything like that. What you do have to do, though, is you do have to put a space between each question. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of these these opening parentheses. There just needs to be a close parenthesis. So I'm going to just delete this, and this is going to be the time consuming part, is I'm just going to delete them out, and then when I get to the number, I'm going to drop down a line, and that shouldn't be too hideously horrible as far as time goes, especially if the quizzes aren't particularly long. The reason I'm taking the time to do this in real time is to give you an idea of how much work is involved and how much trouble it's going to be. There again, I don't know if this is too much for them, but like I say, it's certainly a lot cheaper than doing it with Respondus, and I know you're going to have to do, as far as this part goes, you're going to have to do the same thing for Respondus anyway, because it has to be in the right format. So I don't know if how they have it formatted, but I do know that you have to have spaces between the questions, and I do know that you have to have an asterisk, an asterisk to designate which one is correct. So, whoops, looks like I went too far there. I should hit enter, not delete. Sorry, my bad. But it seems like this is not the worst thing that I ever did. Now, here's going to be the time-consuming part, is because you're going to have to go back and look at the key and figure out which is the correct answer for each one, and you're going to have to put an asterisk there. So I'm going to just kind of randomly do it. I'm just going to copy it, and then I'm going to go down to each question. I'm going to paste it in. But the problem that they're going to have is they're going to have to do each one. I'm just going to, what would probably be easier to do it with all letter A, because that way when I test it, we'll be able to see if it's counting the correct answers, etc. I don't believe these questions that have run on, I don't believe you have to scoot them. But let's try number 9 and just see if we need to scoot them in like that so that they're all lined up. I don't think you have to do it. I don't think it matters. But we're going to try that, and just to see if it fusses. Anyway, we're going to save that, and we're going to call it Medical 2, because I've already done one of these just to make sure it worked. So we're going to call it Medical 2 test. We're going to save it in the same. Only thing that matters is you save it in the directory that has this little script in it. So it's pretty simple. I'm going to go ahead and save it, and then I'm going to go ahead and run it. Let's see if I can, first of all, let's make sure it's in there like it's supposed to be. There's medical 2, so let's run this thing. Text to QTI space medical 2 dot text. Sorry. Oh, and now there is a problem. Okay, this is what I needed to look at. Okay, on line 34, question must specify a correct choice. So I probably missed one of the, number 5 right there. How about that? I did not. All right. So let's save that. This is going to be the thing that tells us if it's a pain or not. All right, let's try it again. Text to, because this keeps it from making a mistake. Guess that was it. It just needed that one to be fixed. And so now let's get all this stuff out of the way. Let's open up Canvas. I'm going to go ahead and go back to, come on. Go back in here and import. And this part's easy. I mean, this part takes no time at all. So medical 2. And don't want to do anything else. You know what? Actually, I think I'm tempted to do. I'm going to create a new question bank. And we're going to call it Medical 2 Bank. And we're going to import that. And it's queued up. And it's running. And we're going to go not only look at the deal. First of all, let's go ahead and look at the quizzes. Let's see if it has a new name. Chapter 2, Legal and Ethical, so it showed up. The description, choose the correct answer. There's the, directions. Let's preview the test. And I'm just going to select A on all of these. They're all worth 1 point, so I'm correct. It did default to 1 point. Also, I'm correct is that it did not, what you call it, the lines that were too long, it took care of them like it needed to. So that's not a problem. It didn't leave any complications. All right, so let's see how I did. I have an unanswered question. Cancel. What did I miss? Did I miss a question in there? I guess I did. All right, so now let's try that again. So, yeah, I should have got that. I should have got that. Should have got that. The rest of these all should be A. So we know that the quiz works. The quiz works perfectly good. We know that all the pieces are there and they are available. Now let's see if we can find that question bank. I never did like question banks in Canvas very much. They are never, ever what I wanted to see. But let's go ahead and see if we have a question bank in here at all. Oops. I didn't want to go there though, did I? No, I did not. That was not where I wanted to go. Let's go back to details and let's go back. Now, I can't remember how to get into those stupid question banks. Earth. That's annoying. Big button so I can close this one out. There it is. Let's get out of there. All right, now it should. There it is. Find questions. That's where they are. All right, now what I'm looking for, and there it is. How about that? Okay, so it did create a question bank, and so you only ever have to do this one time, and then it'll create a question bank that's available within the course for later quizzes. So it does, in fact, when you tell it to, it does in fact create a question bank. So that's a good sign. All right, so just kind of a little bit further, I don't know, further investigation of the process. So what we know now is that it will create question banks. We know that the text files are not in the right format, but they're easy to put there. The only time-consuming thing is going to be looking at the quiz and matching up the key to put asterisk by the correct text number. And I was talking, or I emailed, when I was emailing Amanda the other day, she was like, well, I had to do that for the last thing that she was using. So it doesn't look like anything's going to change. It should be easy to put those into the format. If nothing else, I could do it really fast. You know, I could build question banks, and then once the question banks are built, they can use questions however they choose to. So we could build question banks really quick out of the text files. I've already got access to all of them, so if they gave me the book that they wanted to download the banks for, I could put this thing together really fast, if that would help. So anyway, I just wanted to do that in real time to give you an idea how long it would actually take, the operation for one quiz from start to finish. So let me know what you think, and I guess we'll go from there.